What if I told you that you don't need to be a millionaire to start building a serious investment portfolio? That there are hidden gems trading for less than your lunch money, with analysts whispering about massive growth potential? Welcome, everyone. In today's video, we're diving into the exciting and often overlooked world of stocks under $10. We're not just listing cheap stocks, we're hunting for quality companies with strong fundamentals, innovative products, and most importantly, the clear potential to multiply your investment. We'll break down our top picks, dive into their financials, and see what the Wall Street analysts are really saying. So if you're ready to uncover high upside opportunities without breaking the bank, stick around. This is Best Under 10 with high growth potential. Let's get started. Coursera, Inc., ticker COUR. Coursera operates a leading global online learning platform that connects learners, educators, and institutions worldwide. Its core business model revolves around providing access to a vast catalog of courses, specializations, professional certificates, and degree programs created in partnership with over 300 top-tier universities and industry leaders like Google, IBM, and Microsoft. The company generates revenue through a multi-pronged strategy. Individual consumers pay for certificates and subscriptions like Coursera Plus. Enterprises invest in the Coursera for Business solution for employee upskilling, and academic institutions utilize the Coursera for Campus product to enhance their curricula. By democratizing access to high-quality education, Coursera's platform serves the growing demand for flexible, career-relevant skills development across both consumer and institutional markets. First, let's look at the numbers. As of late 2025, Coursera is a $1.5 billion company. Their latest report for Q3 2025 shows some really encouraging signs. Revenue hit $194.2 million. That's a solid 10% year-over-year growth. More importantly, they're on a path to profitability. Their net loss narrowed significantly to $8.6 million, down from $13.7 million a year ago. And here's the real kicker. They are sitting on a mountain of cash, $798 million. That's more than half of their entire market cap. This gives them a huge safety net and the firepower to invest or even make acquisitions. So financially, they're showing steady growth, improving margins, and have a rock-solid balance sheet. That's a strong foundation. So what's the growth engine? Why are analysts generally rating this a buy with 25 to 35% potential upside? Number one, the AI revolution in education. Coursera isn't sitting still. They're aggressively rolling out AI tools like Coursera Coach for personalized learning and AI-powered translation to break down language barriers. This is about making learning smarter and more accessible. Number two, the shift to job-ready skills. This is huge. The world is changing fast, and both individuals and big companies are desperate for training that actually leads to jobs. Coursera is all in on competency-based learning and professional certificates, directly partnering with top universities and tech firms like Google and IBM to make their certificates valuable. They're becoming a bridge between education and employment. Number three, that war chest. With nearly $800 million in cash, Coursera has the power to not only innovate organically, but also to potentially buy up smaller competitors and consolidate the edtech space. Now, let's pump the brakes for a second. No investment is without risk, and Coursera has its fair share. Fierce competition. The online education space is crowded. From Udemy to traditional universities expanding online, Coursera has to fight for every user. Execution is everything. Their entire strategy relies on proving that their courses lead to real job outcomes. This requires complex skill mapping and credible assessments. If they can't demonstrably prove this, growth could stall. A leadership transition. The CEO is retiring. Anytime there's a change at the top, there's uncertainty about the future strategic direction. Technical warnings. It's worth noting that while the fundamental story looks good, some technical stock indicators are currently bearish, with moving averages flashing sell signals. This suggests there could be some short-term volatility. Coursera presents a compelling story, a well-known brand, a shift towards high-demand AI-powered learning, and a financial base that is becoming stronger every quarter. The potential for growth, as the global workforce adapts, is enormous. However, you have to be comfortable with the risks, the competitive pressures, and the challenge of perfectly executing their ambitious vision. As of late 2025, the analyst picture for Coursera is mixed. Out of 15 analysts covering the stock, the overall rating leans towards hold. Here's how that breaks down. 7 say buy, 6 say hold, 2 say sell. So the mood isn't one of wild excitement, but it's not doom and gloom either. It's a cautious wait and see. The bull case is led by firms like Cantor Fitzgerald, which has an overweight or buy rating with a $13 price target. Why is they bullish? Strong Q3 revenue. They point to solid revenue growth. More and more people are signing up for courses, which is the core of the business. Financial health. The company's overall finances are improving. In short, the bulls see a fundamentally strong company that's executing well. On the other side of the ring, we have the skeptics. Goldman Sachs is a key voice here, maintaining a sell rating with a $9 price target. The average price target from analysts is around $11.40. From current levels, that suggests a potential upside of roughly 10 to 35%, which is significant. But this potential is entirely dependent on one thing: execution.
Snap Inc., ticker SNAP. Snap is a technology company founded in 2011, best known for its flagship product, Snapchat, a camera and social messaging application focused on visual, ephemeral communication. The company's core business model revolves around advertising, generating revenue by offering a variety of ad formats within its apps, such as AR or augmented reality experiences, short-form video ads, and sponsored filters. Beyond the main app, Snap invests heavily in innovation, developing products like spectacles, camera-equipped glasses, and advancing its AR platform, which allows brands to create interactive shopping and try-on experiences. Ultimately, Snap Inc.'s mission is to empower people to express themselves, live in the moment, learn about the world, and have fun together, primarily by reinventing the camera to improve the way people live and communicate. Let's start with the cold, hard numbers. And when it comes to Snap, the financial picture is a classic tale of two cities. On one hand, you have growth. Revenue was up nearly 9% year over year to $1.34 billion last quarter. Their user base is still expanding, now at 469 million daily active users. That's a huge, engaged audience. On the other hand, you have profitability. And here's the problem. Snap is still not profitable. In fact, their net loss is widened to over $260 million. They're spending heavily on research, development, and expanding internationally. Their debt-to-equity ratio is a relatively high 1.73, and they don't even have a positive PE ratio because, well, there are no earnings. To make sense of this, we need to look at the two opposing forces shaping Snap's future: the possibilities, the reasons to be excited, augmented reality and AI. Snap isn't just a messaging app, it's betting its future on being an AR and AI leader. Their generative AR tools and personalized content are a massive differentiator from competitors. If the metaverse or AR glasses become the next big thing, Snap is positioned perfectly. International expansion. With competitors facing headwinds in certain regions, there's a clear path for Snap to capture new users and add revenue globally. Snapchat Plus. This is a hidden success story. Their subscription service is on track to bring in $660 million a year. This diversifies their income away from being 100% reliant on the volatile ad market, which is a huge positive.
Now, let's balance that with the very real challenges, the reasons for caution. The profitability problem. This is the big one. Growth is great, but without eventual profit, it's unsustainable. The cash burn for R&D and expansion is significant. Fierce competition. Snap is in a brutal arena, fighting for ad dollars and user attention against giants like Meta's Instagram and TikTok. This constant pressure squeezes their margins. Legal and regulatory risks. Snap is dealing with ongoing legal matters related to its advertising practices. These lawsuits create uncertainty and can cause sudden stock volatility, as we've seen recently with some insider selling adding to the nerves. Snap Inc. is a company at a crossroads. On one path, you have a future where its bets on AR, AI, and global expansion pay off massively, turning it into a profitable tech powerhouse and rewarding investors handsomely from this under $10 price. On the other path, the profitability challenges persist, competition intensifies, and the stock remains volatile and speculative. The analyst view on Snap is best described as cautiously balanced. It's not a screaming buy, and it's not a doomed sell. Out of about 35 analysts covering the stock, the overwhelming majority, 21 of them, give it a hold rating. You've got 4 saying buy and another 4 saying sell. Okay, but what about the potential payoff? This is where it gets interesting. The median price target from analysts sits between $9 and $10.61. From the current price of $7.90, that represents a potential upside of about 15 to 35%. It's not a moonshot, but it's a solid, moderate gain if the company can deliver.
AdaptHealth Corp., ticker AHCO. AdaptHealth is a leading provider of home healthcare equipment and medical supplies in the United States, focusing on empowering patients to manage their health in the home setting. The company's core business involves providing a comprehensive suite of products, including sleep therapy equipment, oxygen and respiratory services, mobility solutions, and diabetes supplies, often on a direct-to-consumer basis. By leveraging a national network of locations and a patient-centric approach, AdaptHealth aims to improve the quality of life for its customers by offering coordinated chronic care and supporting the transition of care from hospitals to the home, thereby reducing overall healthcare costs. AdaptHealth's recent financials are a classic mixed bag. Revenue has been slightly contracting, with Q2 2025 coming in at around $800 million. Earnings have missed expectations, with a recent EPS of 10 cents falling short of the 16-cent forecast. But here's the good news. They are highly profitable on an operational level, with a solid EBITDA margin of over 19%. Most impressively, they are generating a ton of cash and using it to slash their debt, which they reduced by over $150 million in just one quarter. The optimism comes from 3 main areas. The One Adapt strategy. This is their company-wide plan to boost efficiency. They're integrating AI and automation to streamline operations and protect those strong profit margins. A massive market tailwind. The home healthcare equipment market is enormous and growing, projected to approach a $750 billion value by 2030. AdaptHealth is a key player in essential niches like CPAP machines for sleep apnea, diabetes care, and wound care. This demand isn't going away. Financial flexibility. By aggressively paying down debt, they're strengthening their balance sheet, which gives them more room to maneuver and potentially make strategic acquisitions.
Now, we can't ignore the real challenges, and this is where the high-risk, high-reward part comes in. Their diabetes care segment has been a particular pain point, dragging down overall revenue. Tough competition. The home medical equipment space is fragmented and competitive, which can squeeze market share. Execution risk. The market hates misses. They need to prove that their One Adapt turnaround plan will actually reverse the revenue decline and consistently hit earnings targets. If they don't, the stock could remain under pressure. This isn't a get-rich-quick stock. It's a turnaround and execution story. You're betting that a leader in a crucial, growing industry can fix its operational issues and capitalize on its strong market position. The potential reward is a 40% plus climb if they succeed, but the risk is that the recovery takes longer than expected or new challenges emerge. As of late 2025, the analyst sentiment on AdaptHealth is overwhelmingly positive. The consensus rating leans strongly towards buy or even strong buy. Out of the analysts covering AHCO, the vast majority, Firms like Truist Securities, RBC Capital, Baird, and Canaccord Genuity have issued buy or outperform ratings. The negative voices like Weiss Ratings with its sell are very much in the minority. The average analyst price target sits between $13 and $13.40. From the current price of around $9.40, that represents a potential upside of roughly 37 to 49%. Some of the most optimistic analysts, like those at Canaccord Genuity, have targets as high as $16. That's a potential double. Now, it's not all perfect. The stock has had its challenges with some mixed earnings reports, and technical indicators show it's in a state of moderate bullishness, not a raging bull market. This is why it's crucial to understand the reason behind the optimism. Analysts aren't just looking at the current price, they're looking at the company's future. AdaptHealth is positioned squarely in the home healthcare sector, which is poised for long-term growth. The company is also executing on strategic plans to improve its operations and profitability, which the market seems to be pricing in for future success.